Right. So good afternoon, um, good evening to all of you in Liberia, in the Makani, and indeed in the Seklipie area. Let me just start by saying welcome to Second Thought Africa. As you know, we're here every Sunday, every Tuesday evening, um, talking with you as we have promised from the last election, and we are here and we'll be here when it's humanly possible for us to be here, and technologically it is possible. But I come to you with a heavy heart tonight. I know most of you don't know that when things happen on that side, we also feel it. Uh, we noticed that this weekend, I actually follow when chairman goes to Secretary or when he goes home. It actually gives us joy to have a lawmaker who returns to his people. Those of us who live out of the country, that's the way it is done. My lawmaker in Georgia leave Sunday evening or Monday evening and go to Washington and go to talk on my behalf or make law on behalf of the people of Georgia. And then they return Thursday afternoon after their section to their home. And most of them do periodic town hall, meaning they have conferences with their people from different district to different district. Maybe like our own a week. By the time our lawmaker gets to, or unless it's an emergency, is about I think it's every 3 months. But I mean in person. But literally every month there is a meeting, an overall meeting via or electronics that is done to keep us posted. The website, which they communicate, everything is updated almost every day. But yesterday I woke up to watch. I think last week we spoke here about representability, starting a farm in Nimba, as special secretary, because he had promised in his election campaign that he wants to make sure that starting from his district, that district is able to feed itself and then start expanding out to other districts. And he has been doing a phenomenal job with that, first with a bridge and then another bridge to make sure that our people were connected. But yesterday, Saturday, after I seen him on the farm in the morning, he made a post yesterday. Then I got a text. I didn't look at the text until in the afternoon. And apparently one of my brothers in where I come from, first cousins are called brothers and sisters, and send me a note and they says, yeah, something happened to Chairman though, because then everybody know that I can call him. And then I call him, he didn't answer. Then I finally read the note. And then I look on Facebook. And then I saw the note that two of our brothers went with representability to District 4 and District 2 to help them make their build a bridge too, so data set can be connected to the rest of us, especially during the reading season. And while they have crossed, in fact, I was not there. Supreme will talk to us more, and maybe when the time comes and you know representability have kind of it's hard to process because the people that we're talking about, the people that are very close to him. In fact, one of the young men, he actually read that book. It's like a close, it's a son and a confidant. All right. Um, so today we're talking about the risks that we take. So Supreme, I'm gonna say I'm praying for the people at Secretary. I'm praying for um chairman and his family, because those are also your colleagues, and the family secretary, the district 7, we are a family and we're growing stronger together as a family. So I want to say I can't say my sympathy right now because I don't know if maybe the water poured in down the stream, they got hooked on a tree somewhere, or how you call it. I'm being hopeful. I'm just being hopeful. But you can talk to us and set the tune for the people all around Liberia, please.
Thank you, Cecia, and let me say good evening, good day to all of you joining us. This is where we meet every Sunday What about this time to talk about our country? Yes, today is not a good day for us here in District 7. It's not a good day either for the office of Representative Musa Belede and at large the people of Nimba County. But again, this is our responsibility to come out and talk to you, whatever the situation is, so that we all can find a way to getting out of it. But like you said, yes, says yeah, it's true. As we speak, two office staffers of Representative Musa Belede are missing in the Yar River. Yesterday, we got an invitation from the citizens of District 2 through their lawmaker, Representative Jan Flomo, and Representative Musa Belete decided to answer to the call of his people with one of the risks that we all, saw with the crossing of that Yar River. But Representative Belete decided the people in District 2, the people in District 4 can take risks. What's about us, their leaders? So we went to District 2. It's a really difficult terrain. We managed to reach to the Yar River, and at that Yar River, what we saw there is discouraging. The people for years, more than 40, 50 years, have been struggling to get, across the water from the District 4 end to District 2 and just vice versa. So we went and I sent you the picture of the raft. It's like it's something that the locals there just put together. It's not the normal ferry, the ones that are made using technology and so forth. They want to just wood. So a piece of wood they just cut, put together and tie up, and then they got rope across the water. That's why they can use to access both ends of the river. So that's what they've been doing for years. And we went, luckily for us, we crossed, all of us, the entire team members that wanted to cross the water, we all crossed safely. We went, had a program, and then after the indoor program, we came down the water bank to do the groundbreaking, the official groundbreaking, which Representative Belete and his colleagues did, and that was the end of the program. So we decided to come back. Luckily for us, Representative Belete and his friend, Representative Jan Flomo, and other, office staffers crossed. They were the first, followed by another team. And then the third team, I was on the third team that did the crossing. And then the fourth batch of people who wanted to cross had this unfortunate situation. The raft started to lay one side, and then the water started to take over the raft, which brought panic to those who were on board. Few of them jumped into the water. Uh, a lady was rescued. Luckily for her, she was rescued. But then one of the office staffers of Representative Belete, in person of Morris Williams, was not lucky to get rescued. So he went down the water. So it was at that point that another office staff of Representative Belete, who is formerly known here as OFA, but his name is Lawrence Yeye, decided to go and rescue his colleague. So he jumped in the river, tried to rescue, but well, he himself he himself could not come out. As we speak, we can say they are drowned, like you said, we can say they're dead, but all we can say is that they are missing because there is still continuous search, on the water for them, and we are hopeful and praying that they should be found alive. But since yesterday, that incident took place somewhere around 5 o'clock in the evening, and it's now over 24 hours, they are nowhere to be found. So this afternoon, Representative Belete led a team to the water bank to talk to the locals to help in the search. He and Representative Samuel Koga of District 5 and that of former Representative Gopu Kagon of District 4 went to the water bank. They were there for hours trying to see how they could help with the situation. He also made visits to the home of the missing persons to try to console, just encourage the relatives to remain strong and remain prayerful. Like he posted on his Facebook page, he has been asking for people to help the families with prayers and his office with prayer in this time of difficulty. So that's the situation right now. It has brought serious, uh, you know, panic in the community. People are afraid. Some people are uh, too many ways people are looking at it. The history of that water. Even yesterday when we went for that program, they were naming people who have passed, who have gotten drowned in that water, and it's just sad. It's just sad that people who are going to rest to come and bring relief to a community that has been suffering for years were caught up in such a situation. So that is the current state of affairs. We are yet to find the two missing persons, either alive or dead. No, we have not been able to find them. But again, the search is continuing even as we speak. So they were able to, talk to some traditional people, the elders, the young people, to get involved with the search so that we can be able to see our colleagues. So that's the situation. It's a sad situation. The district is sad. Right now, nobody knows the state of affairs of these people, whether they stay under that water. And if they're under that water, you know that it's not possible for a living human being to go underwater and stay 24 hours and still come up alive. Maybe, like you said, the water might have, taken them downstream and some kind of a way we could see them alive. But at this point, we're in a state of confusion. Nobody know actually what is happening under that water or where these colleagues are. That's the current situation. And representability is the step that anybody will be because this is just close to home. This is from his office. These guys are people who were with him in the trenches, who were with him in the darkness, who were under the rain, under the sun to ensure that he got elected. One of them is from Ban, just a town behind Ban called Bla. Lawrence is from Bla. Not Lawrence, but Morris is from Bla, and Lawrence is from Sacre Pied. So the two cities are in a state of shock and disbelief of what really is unfolding. So that's about it. We are still hopeful. We pray that our colleagues can be found alive. Well, as it stands, uh, the district is in a state of shock and disbelief over what has happened to representability and his office uh, yesterday.
Thank you so much, Brother Supreme. Let me say a shout out to those who are paying attention or they're on the platform right now. As I how you call it and do a welcome song with everyone. Sis Jamicho, welcome. Mrs. Mensa, welcome. I see the name is updated. Okay, welcome. And again, congratulations and happy belated birthday. I know you celebrated your birthday this month. To my other son here, who would show up and disappear. Sa, welcome. I see a few more people here. So let me see if I can get them. They're now on this. If you're on my following me on my Yasendi page, yes, and Sriki, our scholar also. Sriki, welcome. Yeah. If you are here, try to follow our page. All of you know that the second top page was hacked in December. It was taking over your Voice Matter page. We're taking over also with 164,000 people on it now. It's known as the spoiler. Somebody took it. Yeah, they're really a spoiler. So, and I'm not crying over it. We start all over again, and we're here. The goal is to build this platform. The last platform will monetize. So we got to get to the number to be monetized. So the people who are on this platform with us, we can be able to take care of them. So the content that we create, if you're able to follow us, then we make money. We can able to help even our journalists on the ground take care of them so they can take care of their family. That's another way we can create jobs because this is the work that they do. This is their profession. All right. Brother Supreme, thank you so much for that. Giving us that update. And Brother Supreme were there, but I'd like to speak to other issue regarding that. But we're gonna take a short break and just play this music really quickly as an intermission, and then we collect our thought. Yeah, go ahead. Mhm. We have no copyright in this
Yeah,
music.
yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Say, I love, eh. Day and break, everybody on the hustle. Some people know like peace, they want some trouble. Crime rates on the increase. The government can protect the people. Hold up, no justice for the poor. Yeah, love the way we're living. We treating one another unfair. Unfair. Love the way we living. We treating one another unfair. Love the way we're living. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future. Yeah. We have everything in abundance, but we die and rot and breed. We pray, asking the Lord for another Moses, cause all we have is pharaohs. Yeah. In our suffering is what they're making business of. Yeah. The rich get richer and the poor people suffer. Them promise say, them bring development and better education. Our lands are fertile, no food on the land. Our children, we're pushing into bad.
We are back. It's a very sad look at the way we are living. We treating each other, one another unfair. That particular district, uh, I had since after the war 3 representatives. The representative before this young man is Prince Topaz. Prince Topaz was there from the. I think I posted it today. Okay, from let me see if I can pull the time. I like to chronicle the time. Let me see where is it. Prince Tokpa was there. Prince O.S. Tokpa was there from 2011 to 2023. So he had 2011, 2017 before 2023.
That's two
And
terms.
uh,
That's 2 terms.
2 terms, 12 years. I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm saying the essence of leadership is to take your people from where they are, not where they want to be, but where they ought to be. Because the leader is the vision bearer. Okay, Chairman Ability is leaving his district and his people. The people came and asked him and said, "We love what you done. You connected your people. We have a way to live for Nima, and I have to go all around to Ganta and go right into Grand Bassa County or right into Bon County and connect that." And the people When people say our people don't know what they want, our people are begging so they can have access. So when it rains, the people are cut off. So what if it rains and a woman is in distress, having a baby, and need to have cesarean section? What happened? What happens if a child is dying and that child needs some sort of transplant or some medical help? Then what happens? Then the person just died. But here is the saddest thing, though. Let's think about it this way. A nation of 100, and let me make clear to people, this is not a Bwaka issue. This is not a Wia issue. This is a Liberian issue. This is a leadership issue. This is a vision issue. This is seeing your people as the jewel that they're supposed to be and prioritizing them and creating a future that every life is important. That's why some of us can't talking to y'all. This is what this is about. I will post the picture of the place so y'all can see it. The water. Okay. I remember the upper part of the yard. That is the yard, right? That they have the bridge on District 7, right?
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
When they move, they redirected the water to build the bridge that night. The kind of animal that came from under that water were not for children. In fact, anaconda came from under, and boat construction came from under the water down there.
Oh, yes.
Okay. The noise that was in that place, it was scary. But you can't say, oh, that what people do is their habitat. It's where they live. That's what we call biodiversity. That where they survive, that where they thrive, that where they bend. So if we gotta live, they too gotta live. And for our people to be secure, you know, where they got Alexander Hamilton, who was one of the founding father of this nation because he was part of the beginning of this country. He's not on there as a founding father per se, but he was part of the process. Alexander Hamilton said, the essence of leadership is to work for the people to make their life better. If the law that you pass impact the people, not you, your individual, but impact the people, then that's what it was intended for. You cannot make laws to benefit you alone. And then the 98% of the nation is struggling, is dying prematurely. I'm looking at it this way, Brother Sapri. In the 178 years of a nation, we don't have rescue team, we don't have diver, and we have Coast Guard in Liberia. So we're talking, you know, I felt very helpless, and I feel that Representative Bility and Nya and the rest of them feel helpless because they're nowhere to turn. If that were in other people's country, you will have diver in our water yesterday looking for those people. The police segment, you have divers, you have fire department. Okay, so nobody going to look for the people. You know, power resides where power is recognized. There's no power here. There's no power in Liberia. We are all merely walking. Because yesterday would have been Representative Bility, God forbid. My soul didn't rest last night. Stay at not rested. Today I'm tired. I can't move. I'm trying to process this. So talk to us. No such group except for the locals. There are no professional people that can come there.
No, there are no professional people there when it comes to, you know, search and rescue. It's the ordinary, the locals. Even the guys, if you check the photo I sent you, see the guys who are, you know, hauling that ferry, you know, the raft to and fro. They got no life jackets. There are no life jackets available. These people are going through hell. So, yeah. even that terrain, there's no presence of police. There's no presence of police in that terrain. Today we had to take police from Sacred Pier and send them there. No presence of police, no presence of divers, or talk about professional divers, because at that kind of crossing point where you can see the rigs with your eyes and people are dying there all of the time, some kind of mechanism should be put into place. At least if it is this life jacket, you can just deploy, and after you cross your passengers, you take it from there. That will help. But again, where are they going to get it from? Where are they going to get it from? These people are. You can see poverty in them. They're poor. You see the water. You see how murky the water is. You see that rope, that sling rope that is crossing there is it's a life support. That's why we all will hold on, and they will be pulling as the raft is flowing on the water, and it also depends on the current of the water to make that raft to move. So it's just risky, and but again, if you live in such a community, there is no way you can do away with it. You will see the risks, but you have to take the risk, because if you don't do it, how are you going to go across? How are you going to move about? How are you going to move about, for God's sake? How are you going to move about?
Lofa, I will bring you on in a moment. I think we're all here. Y'all see
I
how
am.
far the people
I am
standing?
already. I am already on.
he just show up.
Yeah, man.
No, really, my heart hurt. I'm very, very, my nerve. I don't even know how we manage. My nerve is really bad. But okay, so I'm gonna start this. Y'all see the people across there? Y'all see? So let me show you the next one. Y'all see that the people standing right there. Look across where you see the line. You see the people standing right there. I'm trying to push it closer so you can see it. Okay, that people waiting to cross. So the people, you see right there, you see right there. So when the rain starts, the people can go anywhere. You see right there, yeah, people right across there. So if there's a woman across this here, my people, if there's a woman across this water and she needs to have medical, yeah, the water, you look, you
Okay,
look.
so if you zoom this, you see representability is on this route. That was when he was crossing to go to District 2, and there's a guy with
Jesus,
the yes. That's it. That's it. If you check the logs there,
I see
yes,
him. I see him right here, right here, right here,
yes,
right here.
yes,
Yeah, you see right
yes.
there. You see right there.
Representability is right there, and
Yes,
the
right here,
the guy you see with the long sleeve is the man that is missing. That's Lawrence, right
right
behind
here.
there.
Just right,
Yeah,
right, right, right. When the one right
yeah,
there,
that's
right
that's
there.
that's Lawrence right there. That's Lawrence right there. That was when we were making our trip across the water before the program could start. That's it right there. That's how the people are commuting from district. The south, the raft is now is District 4, and across there where you see the people standing waiting for us is District 2.
Jesus. Let me bring Lofa on. Let me move this. Let me stop sharing. Uh
I know you were kind of surprised. Like, how did he get here? I didn't send him the link.
that's all you're a tech guy, so I don't ask questions. That your platform,
That's
you can
not.
show up whenever you want to. Yeah. Today
You
my
know,
heart, you know how you have uneasy feeling, Lofa, you just your spirit not resting. It just
you're
I'm
right.
just emotional right now.
You know, I was following and I was constrained to call. Just based on what I was hearing you guys talk about. A lot of times, and I have really been trying so hard to kind of lower the pitch of my deliberation, my tone, because you're like, oh, you sound very emotional, even though the things you say are true. But it's hard to just not exert your emotion in these conversations when these kind of things are happening in Liberia. Okay. In a country where we are supposed to have some of the best and the brightest, okay, because God blessed Liberia with the natural resources. It's no
Yes.
doubt. that we
Yes.
have the natural resources. And God, one thing that He did not take away from us is intelligence. Okay.
Yes.
You cannot name 10 Liberians without naming at least 7 or 8 smart, well learned Liberians who have achieved. The question becomes though, why are we not pushing forward that achievement? Why are we not pulling on the wealth that we're supposed to have? It's embarrassing that we're here. Sister Cindy, let me share a picture with you guys as to why we are not going anywhere beyond where we find ourselves.
Share it here. Share it.
Yeah, well, I know I'm not behind my. I'm using my phone, so you can't see it. You see here, this is your
Oh
senator,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I woke
Okay.
up to that last night talking to my husband about that. How does
Okay.
a lawmaker leave or country to come and take a side in a political campaign
Thank
in
you.
another nation?
This is the woman who's supposed to be involved with her constituents
Hmm.
is actually out socializing in another country and engaging in political events
Hmm.
when your country is lacking true leadership.
Hmm.
You see the reason why people are dying from curable diseases. You see the reason why people are dying from things that could just be managed, such as transportation. Like in the case of what you guys just mentioned, right? That
Hmm.
could have been just mere transportation where we could build a bridge or overhead to make sure
Yeah,
that people are transported from one place to another, and then
and
that
yeah.
that lake or river could still be used,
Hmm.
okay, for people to fish and do other things, but you'll still be able to save lives and properties. But unfortunately, Sapin, I'm sorry to say to you, Sapin, my brother, your lawmakers don't give a rack about you. I say this every time, and people claim that I'm trying to put people against, the government or the lawmakers. I don't give a rack how you think about me. I make decision based on what I see and have experienced and what I know of individuals. Okay. You see, Darius DeLone today, because of him having to have realized that he failed miserably, he's now sitting every Sunday. Instead of resting with his family now and just relax himself now, every Sunday is overtime. Here in the United States, we call it overtime, where you have to go to work and you get paid over as compared to your regular salary, right? This is what he's doing. You know the reason why he's doing it? Because he wants to maintain his voice, that control of the people. Pretend, because he understands the vast majority of our people are to some extent naive about their day-to-day activities. So he's trying to blaspheme himself into the minds of the people that he's working tirelessly. This is sad. This is embarrassing. Today, today, Liberia, if you are to look at your calendar, you will not see 2020, you will not see 2021, you will not see 2022, you will not see 2023. You're in 2024. To see that we are still experiencing what we are experiencing is a shame and a much more embarrassing situation that you can ever imagine. And those who are supposed to be more embarrassed than anybody else are those who are in government. It is sad. We're supposed to have some of the best academic institutions in the country. We are supposed to have some of the best security in the world if you are to consider our resources and our desire to invest in human capacity. Human
Human
capacity
capacity building.
building,
Yes.
human capacity building is not done, okay, based on individual family achievement. Human
Hmm.
capacity building is looking beyond your nose looking above for the next generation of people. Human capacity building starts from grade school
Yep.
up onto high school and when they're graduating.
Yep.
And that is the reason why when kids are at the age of 16, and the reason why I'm going through this entire process, okay, life process in the Western world is simple because our lawbreakers, our morons, self-proclaimed lawmakers, ignorant, heartless fools who are purposely saying and allowing our people to go through what they're going through, know of all of these things, but they don't give a freak, like Yesendi would say, about the well-being of the people. Human capacity building starts from the very grade level up until they are at college level where they can make that decision as to what they want to do professionally. Okay, but they are shown the path and the understanding money management, how to obtain a job, resume creation. They are walked through the process, and that's why teachers, nurses, doctors, firefighters, police officers, they are highly respected. They may not be making the most, but they are highly respected. The military, they are highly respected. When the military personnel walks in any airport, when you call on passengers to enter the airplane, they reference and refer to the military personnel, this
Yes.
service guards. Okay, you call
Servicemen
them
first.
to
Yep.
walk in, the servicemen and women.
Mm-hmm.
That is how much they appreciate them. Then
Mm-hmm.
comes to the elderly folks in a society. Supreme, the two most vulnerable group of people are the elderly folks and the children.
The children.
And in
Yes.
Liberia, we exploit them more than you can imagine. We abuse them more than you can imagine. But then you claim to have lawmakers in the country who are supposed to be about the people when they are all about themselves. That was the law. And I close on this note. I'm sorry to be so lengthy in just my intro, but the clip that you guys show is so disheartening to the extent that nobody, no real human will want to sit and just be silent with their view when they can also speak out about the reality on ground. Supreme, my brother, I cry for you guys every day, not to put you in a sympathetic situation, not to make you to feel like you're not doing good, but I know you as a young man. I know, and I have
Yep.
sat in. Look, I listen to you. I know your potential. If the
Smart.
opportunity was
Voice.
provided,
Yes.
Supreme, you could do far better than most of the people who are serving in the capacity as your leaders. I can tell you today, if we were to challenge our lawmakers
Yep.
to enhance the education system, healthcare, security, to the extent where our judiciary system is working adequately and investors can come into the country and feel secure. A lot of them, you will not even know some of your lawmakers, you will not even give a rock about them. Because you know why? You would have already had the opportunity. You will be able to live probably far better off than some of them. The only difference between you and them will be the recognition of the position that they possessed in government. I'll stop here for now so I am not as redundant in my deliberation, but I'm so sorry for Liberia. You all think it's a joke, but Liberia is down slowly. Young Bikanga Lawrence is enjoying herself here in the States. In
Yep.
a few weeks, she'll come back to Liberia and claiming to represent you. Nine
Yep.
years or 7 years from now, she will be on the campaign trail. Dara Dillon already started to be on the campaign trail. This miserable failure of a lawmaker, a liar by career, is pretending to be in your interest. Thank you.
Brother Supreme.
Yes, yes, yeah. I just want to say thank you, Lofa. Thank you. That's the situation that we are faced with. Most of our leaders are not in the interest, and that's the reason why, with all of the, people call and said that trip to District Two was risky for the
Mm,
lawmaker. He said it's worth the risk because if my people, the ordinary, the ones we call ordinary people, are taking this risk, they're dying every day. We're not better than them. So he told people, I will go there because I want to see for myself firsthand what the people are going through. And indeed, we saw it because now we are victims of it. Can you imagine? That could have been anybody. I was on that raft. Like I said, we were the third batch of people that crossed before the fourth batch had this accident that we are talking about today. And Representative Berete, Representative Jan Flomo were the first group of people that crossed. It could have been them. That's why he said, I'm going to see for myself firsthand, and then I will intervene. And during the program, he told the people, uh, through the help of God, your prayers are answered because they were. And if you see the video of how the people were jubilating when they heard Representative Berete say, I will build this bridge. And by next year, July 26th, this bridge will be dedicated. And not just building the bridge, I'm going to fix the road straight to Sanikore, which will be the shortest route. Instead of you coming to Sakle routing all to Ganta, and more like going around a cycle before you can get to Sanikore, I will do this road for you. The people were overwhelmed, with joy. And it was just unfortunate that I had to end the way it ended. But he had given the people hope. And I'm sure with all that happened, Representative Benedict is still committed to building that bridge because that bridge is going to bring relief to the people living there. You can see that the people are suffering. Imagine, see the water. Imagine when a pregnant woman comes with that water by 6 p.m. and nobody's there to cross her, what she's going to go through. Some of them, and the people told us, our wives, our daughters can get birth right at the water bank. Many instances they will get birth right at that water bank. Children, imagine children going to school under such a condition. You're going, you're not knowing whether you'll come back. You can see the risk, but you have to take it. If you don't take it, what will you do? People will ride motorbike. They come to that water bank. They will wait for that raft to come. They will take their motorbike and put on the raft. The raft will cross it before they can be able to move. It's so difficult for our people. Really difficult for our people. And that's why, a representative appeared to them like a Messiah. I was there. I followed the program. And I know how they appeal to him, and even the gifts they presented, they gown him, giving cattle, giving fruits, just to encourage him. They don't have it, they don't have money, but the little cattle they have, the gowns, they think, they give it to him. They say, we're giving you this so that when you wear it, you think about us, so that you can't forget the promise that you have made to us to build this bridge. And of course, our people are suffering. And many people say this should not be an individual undertaking. We have a national government. We have a national budget. What has been happening? The last time I checked, my information is that even the last government, under President George Weah, went there and made promise to build our bridge to no avail. There have been people going there promising the people they will build it, no avail. The same thing with the Yah River Bridge down here to Tengbank. Many people, governments in government out, promised to do that when they didn't do it. Representative Billington from his pocket built a bridge. And that's the same thing he's intending to do for the people in that district. So yes, our people are suffering. Most of our sufferings can be attributed to our leadership. Like you said, Lufa, this country is endowed with natural resources. We are rich. That area, we went yesterday. We didn't even know that place was it's a diamond-rich area. People have been mining diamond in that district. Diamond, yes, diamond. Representative Jan Flomo even made mention of it. That all of the diamonds that people have been mining in this community, in this area, if you are directed at least 10% of it towards developing this place, the place will be far better than it is now. But if people only go there, take the diamond, and they leave the people living in abject poverty. The people are suffering in that place. No electricity. If you can't even get good road, no police presence. No,
Hmm.
nothing. Technology, nothing, nothing. People are really, it's a sad situation. And with that bridge being constructed, I really think it's going to open up the community. Vehicles you can see children born, can see car. Many people living in those villages can see, they have never seen car before with their eyes. So that's the situation. Says, yeah, it's
You
pathetic that it
know,
ended the way it went, but again, that's it.
Brother Supreme, I'm here. I got emotional earlier because in 2022, when we came to Liberia and Chairman was taking us around, and we got on this road going to Yahweh Snow, and it was so scary. And I keep telling him, like, Chairman, I don't want to see it anymore. Let's go. And he would be like, the place right here, the place right here. And I'm knocking on Dr. Richardson. I'm like, tell him we got to go back. I don't want to go again because there were places that we've gotten to that there's no bridge. They got the two logs, they put it there. And Chairman
Yeah,
said, we have the driver get down. He sit behind the wheel, and then the driver go up there and give direction as you cross us over those logs. Okay, a car on top of a log, very dangerous. It was really scary. And then we have to come back in the net. I literally, the Mano people say, and this is direct translation. My heart was sitting literally down my throat. That's how scary it was. Okay. So I'm looking at those people, all right? And those are the forgotten. I remember during the election being Secretary, no police. Police have one car, and the one car that the police are, apparently it was the same Musa who donated, and they say because he was sedition. But there was nowhere for the police to go around. So when we were in distress, there was only one car for logistics for the police to move around. All right. And people didn't think it was for the greater goods because some of the places that were disturbance that people were moving around, even the main part when people were called, the police was scattered. They could not, they didn't have motorbike, they had one pickup truck, and there were only a few of them. They get on it out of 3 or 4 or 5, and they get on it and they go here and there. So you're talking about what? District 7 is what? About 70,000 population. I'm not talking about the voting population, I'm talking about the total population
yeah,
around there, right? So you're
yeah.
talking about, a 70,000 people, almost 100,000 people, all right? That anything can happen. So, you know, Ambassador McCarthy told us, Morovia is not Liberia. Ganta is not Liberia, it's not Nima County. Neither is Senegal. There are close to 1 million people in Nima County. You're only thinking about a big city. And most of the big city that Ganta is Nibalians that are building it. Or the international community building the road because we're taking loan to build it. These are countries that have wealth, diamond, iron ore, gold, Samsonite, onyx, you name it. How then, like the representative are going to Chairman Billade to ask him to come and help. And look at what happened. And I'm going to say this before I walk away. Those of you, and somebody will say, Yasin, you can pick at everything, but let me pick at it because this is our belief system. People say, look, that somebody not sacrifice somebody. Musa built a road in District 7. Nobody died there. He hired people that worked there before the election. Nobody died there. But before he could build that bridge, since the war, over 40 people had died there. That's the 12 years, the 6th year, and just before he built that bridge. Women were having baby at that river bank. Right there, they can't get across. Children sick, the parents can't get them across. On the same thing, that one they have flatbed that they were doing. Iron that people have to pull, and you didn't have money, you can't go. And that man worked diligently with his people to do it. And that the work that the people saw. Yeah. The other day, the people in Bassa, Ablije, posted the bridge that Musa built. This is Nimakante Saglipie. This is Grand Bassa County. Folks, we got to give to Caesar what is due Caesar. My heart is with you people, but it would be nice, Brother Supreme. Let's hear reaction from our people. Look, Liberian people, our people, accident do happen. But that river is accident are just waiting to happen. That's the risk that we take. That the water, the place is wide. It's not a street. It's not like a 10 feet, a 20 feet, a 20 feet. That thing is a whole car ride across. It's huge. Thinking about they're going to build a bridge, they will have to pass the road somewhere else that is smaller. Because if not, that's a whole town right there you have to cover. So you have to find where the smaller part of that river is that connect that town, or you have to find a way, a shorter way to connect that town, because it's huge. It will take a lot of resources for an individual to do, even if that individual is the business guru. That's how I see it. But Supreme, it would be good if we can call. I will post if you're in the US. We would love to hear from you. That what people were talking about. My heart is heavy. My heart is very heavy as I speak. My heart is very heavy because, how, especially one of the young men have been with Luke, and both of their lives are important, being with Musa for a very long time. Those kids have always, the young men have always with Musa. They're like his children. All right. And those are people that he trusts, that he can count on when he going places. You don't go without them. The people need to find out. They go, sometimes go ahead of him or come behind him or right by him. So it says Rebecca, here says Agnes, Nelson, and Lincoln. For people to start thinking, oh, somebody now said sacrifice for who? He didn't have to go there. Like when we have to think outside of the box. This man got on that raft himself to feel what his people are feeling. Look at Musa standing there. Look at him. Look at him. I even know that man can scare me, because that's the symptom of what in that place there. I'm like, let's go back. Look at this. Supreme, can you see it?
Yes.
Supreme, can you see the picture? Look at this. Look at how wide the river is. Yeah. Look how wide this river is. Look at the people. And the river coming all the way. Look at here. You hear? Supreme, let's take some call, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so let's take some calls. And as always, we have two numbers up for you to call us. 0778 603 814, 0778 603 814. And of course, 0881 484845. Those are the two numbers you can call and speak to what we're talking about. Today, District 7 is not in a good state. Our people are not feeling good today because since yesterday, they can see two of their citizens who are feared to be drowned in the Yah River. But let me talk to this first caller. Hello.
Yeah, my name is Julius Clark, to Western District, Black County.
You call from District 6 to Western. Sis, you can hear the caller?
Yes, he's clear.
Please go ahead.
Brother, is used against in the Black County because other people feminine because they felt that the trouble in that are living in water. He and my brother are nephew. It's a lot too sour today in Liberia because Musa is doing everything for the native people. Other people feel it different. The Indians, that is what they're talking about. That look at the poll. They don't show no consent to the band people. No consent the poll showing to the band. Even on true on band this night tonight. Nobody help for the poll show 1% tonight. My sister, we see as a Liberia, you know to see. The arena foreign or a very foreign. I'm beginning to now have conditions. This is them by resigning to Western. You see that? Musa do the thing, he releases people, he releases the native people for property. But they want for the people for God will not agree. Those are for the Musa they will fall on the ground, they will not know where on the respond.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Supreme Court, and let me say good evening to Maya and Lofa. I carefully listened to them, and let me say the deepest condolences to those two guys on the office of the honorable. No, to admit the honorable them doing well, and I don't want for any other person we may have our political differences, but these things they have nothing to do with politics. It is one of those guys that be talking about. Everyone of our secretary, we just figure most of the other we have graphics together, we talk together, and other things. So I don't think somebody with politics does it. And I have problem when Lofa said the lawmakers they are not in our interest. Yes, they are not in our interest, but then get people two of the lawmakers instead of saying it holistically because mine the Senate is still composed of 30%. But then you only call 2% in different DeLon and lawmaker don't want what's going to be the two. And we have 73 representatives. He knows spoke about them, but he only 3.2%. That is my most feeling about his presentation tonight. Thank you very much for the platform.
Thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Please, when you call, just call your name and where you call from and go ahead with the discussion.
I'm Zach Kabiya Siawe, calling from Ghana City, Nima County.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm just to appreciate and thank Honorable Berete and Nyafromo, and also those risks that they are taking those risks for the citizen in which they are there to serve. I thank God for them, and I pray for those that got missing that God can make a way that we find them. But what I want to find out is, brother, how can I get on this platform? How can I find you on the social media, on the Facebook?
Okay, so since I will answer that, let me take another caller.
Can you share the show on your Facebook? Can you share it on your Facebook?
Yeah, so let me just take this call. Hello?
Hello, Stephen.
Yes?
I'm from Makada. I'm calling from Kanta, District 1, in Makante.
Okay, Mama. You know what we're talking about. Go ahead.
I'm calling there to send my condolence to the representative, and also encouraging, please keep courage and continue to do what you're about to do for us in this country. It's very sad to hear this kind of information. Yesterday, I was finding the program on your show. It was very sad. So sorry to the team of the community, and also to our entity in the state there, praying to God that you people to continue pushing the plan so that those lawmakers or our leader can count all of their senses and do the right thing for us. Every time we can be here fighting one another for our business. Yeah, what we hear about the women can she understand that through different what they will suffer. I'm so sorry, and once again, I tell and thank you, and thank you for the program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take more calls. The calls are coming in back to back. At this point, we can't say that these people are dead. In as much as we'll not be able to find them, it's beyond 24 hours now, but we're still hopeful that we can see them alive. Let's take this caller. Hello?
Hello, my name is Sam Nelson, 407 to be good time.
Okay, Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, tonight I'm not lying to you. It took simple for me. Although I come from here, I only come to visit to go back. But what I've been coming in, going out, and I've been hearing about most development. And I've been 2009, 11, I was in Nema working, and I came and saw great development in District 7 for now. My brother Lopa said certain things on our lawmakers.
everything we go through today is derived from the lawmakers. They're not in our interest one bit. They are not. They will never be in our interest because they only seek their interest twice. Musa Bedede is the one lawmaker I've ever seen that in the interest of the masses.
Okay.
For we the Liberians today, I want to take this as a challenge for us. When it comes to campaign period, not the people that will come and speak who have a bunch of lies. We should use Musa Hassan Bedede as an example. I've not been following him for one day, but today I'm telling you today, I'm from Rural, I'm based in District 6, GSA Road. And I will always follow him throughout and I can see the end. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So let me announce the numbers once more. 0778 603 814. We want to get a reaction to what we're talking about tonight. This this tragedy that took place in District 2 at the Yar River, where Representative Bedede had gone to give relief. So the people, let me hear this caller. Hello. Good evening. Okay, 0881 484845 077 603 814. I had the numbers. I see Lofa has come back, but if you watch us on social media, you can see the RAF we're talking about. Hello.
Yeah. If I have time, I would like to respond to all the callers.
Yeah, you will do that. So let me just take this caller, then we can take a break for you to respond. Hello. Yes, you're live. Yeah.
Yes, there's a radio station I listen to. They talk about it, it's not happy. And I went to my husband and I said, so this is not happy. I said to enjoy one of talent program. So I put you guys to fire him and go then following it. It's very sad to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Lofa, you want to just quickly respond to the caller. The caller said, why did you pick point only two among all of the lawmakers?
Okay, and I hope I will have enough time to really make some clarity here. Cyprian and Sister Cindy. There are a couple things first and foremost, and I'm not doing this to highlight myself or boost my ego. Thursday of last week, I had to organize a conference, a virtual conference for the Secretary of State, okay, for North Carolina. If you all know the position of Secretary of State, you guys probably know what that position is, okay? And in this web conference, they were to be making grants available to communities that will benefit, and there were several categories, and the YouTube link is available. It says it's any you want me to share with you. I don't mind. I will share with you, or if I have to go,
I can share, and
I
I
will
will
share.
go on the Secretary of State also, so I can tell it Liberian people.
Thank you. So yeah, if you can explain, I don't know what are the Secretary of State they did the position, because I know here, for example, when I work with the state's treasurer, right? Again in Liberia, I think it's referenced as the finance ministry. So I don't know whether it's the same as in Liberia with the state secretary. But what I'm trying to get at is I was moved by the level of interest that was shown in community development. Sister Cindy, if you're to listen to the grants that were being awarded to the city, the states, for community development, to parks and recreation. And I'm not just talking, I'm talking about parks and recreation. And you know who were those people who were fighting the goals and desire of the citizens of North Carolina? It was simply the lawmakers, the representatives, and the senators. I speak to what I know, and I pinpoint what I know about people that I know of. I know of Darius DeLong failure Okay, his massive failure in deceptive political rents. So I speak to it. I'm not going to pinpoint anybody based on hearsay or based on these political rhetorics that is often held in our political dynamics or our political arena, as you guys want to make it sound like. I spoke of Youngly Kanga Lawrence because she literally amplified the message of deception when she left Liberia to fly here and sit in on the Democratic National Convention. You guys know what the Democratic National Convention is? The Democratic National Convention, I mean, it's a political event for
Yeah.
those who subscribe to that political ideas.
Ideology. Yep.
Okay?
Yep. It's a
So
partisan,
what do
yes,
you
and yes. And a
what
foreign
no,
lawmaker. Yeah.
thank you. She's a foreign lawmaker, but she came and sat in. And not only did she do it discreetly so that she can learn and take back home, but she was flamboyantly posting pictures to prove that she attended this event with the understanding that she served in government for a little over, I don't know, what, 10 years, 9 or 10 years, and nothing substantial to prove that I have been successful. I have implemented this. I fought for people with special needs. I make sure that our education system in Grand Bassa County is working successfully. I make sure that transportation is available to people at a very minimum price. I make sure that our hospitals are well funded. And I make sure that teachers are paid above the minimum wage or at least at the minimum wage. I make sure that insurance, medical insurance are available for people who work in government, civil service. These are the kind of things that you speak of when you speak of legislative accomplishment. So when I reference Darius DeLon, it is because I individually, personally supported Darius DeLon with my finances, with my character on the line, with my ideas of reaching out above and beyond, advocating for his election so that we can set that stone of transformation. Unfortunately, it is contrary to what was stated. He is deceptive, he's a liar, and he cannot help move Liberia forward. So when I reference these individuals, I'm not doing it simply because I want to reference them out of some level of disagreement. But every time I think of what is happening in our various counties, I think that the individual accomplishment is not going across the board. And Darius DeLon and other people could be those who supposed to have started the process of legislative accomplishment, looking at legislative projects, such as what is happening today. Musa Hassan Bedidi, Representative Bedidi, should not be the individual accomplishing these things individually, but because of his humanitarian mind and his desire for change, he is unilaterally through his institution implementing what you want. This is why I'm telling you that those who are flamboyantly trying to posture as though they are informed of the legal aspects of things, they don't really understand. They're not in your interest. And so the best thing that I can do as Ramon is I use them as example to highlight their failure. And I will not shy away from also appreciating their success or successes. So when you hear me targeting or mentioning names of politicians who I think that have not been involved with the day-to-day activities and the lives of the just the masses and the people at the downtrodden, as you will reference them, is simply because you can see for yourself. that what is happening in other countries.
Look, let me add, and those individuals, we personally contributed to their ascendancy.
Exactly.
They talk to us. We believe in them, the promises that they made. We put our faces, our name, our money, and our time online for them. So we can speak to the other people. The reason I'm also hard on Musability is a chairmanability or honorability is because I not only did I support in words, I supported in deed, just as I did with Darius Dillon and Yomli Kanga. Okay, when people were saying to us, these people, you can trust and you can say, we say everybody deserves a second chance. We would
Thank
take
you.
the chance with him, okay, which we did with the promise that they made not to come back on their word. All right.
Thank you.
But look, let me explain to the Liberian people.
Go ahead.
The individual secretary of state in America, number one, they're elected. Number
Thank you.
two, their role will be the what you called the Minister of Commerce and the
Yes.
Election Commission. They
Mhm.
manage the election. They do all the voting, the registration, the business registry. Okay. They implement all the election laws, clarifying and certifying the elections result and maintaining the voter registration database. They ensure the integrity of the election process, including handling recount, managing absentee ballots, and working on each election. The business service. The Secretary of State manage the registration and regulation of businesses within their state, including the incorporation of companies, registration, LCC, LLC, partnership, and non-for-profit. They may also oversee the filing of annual report, corporate records, and business licenses. Okay, the official state record. But so there are two types of secretaries. So that's the one that we just described, that the one that is local. Then the one that is for the whole state, that is the
Right.
person who managed between this nation and foreign country. Okay,
Right.
but I will post all the jurisdiction under this post. So if you have time, whoever has time, you can come back and read. So Lofa is telling you he's hosting the person who conduct the 50th state election, the person who in charge of the multi-trillion dollar, okay, institution that you call business registry, how businesses are processed. We came from digital, I mean from analog to digital. If I register a business right now, I will stay right there. My business license will come to me temporarily. Unless they do research and that thing is redundant, because most people first will do name reservation. Me, I just do it. If it's not there, if I do name search and it does not show up, everything is real time. Okay. The likelihood that the business search that name does not exist and I register it for it to come back is very slim, because the database are effective, they're updated constantly as they go, because the system capture that. All right. So these are people. And also the Secretary of State right here talk also about the finances. So like Lofa, you said, so it's a combination of this have to be somebody who is very effective. All right. And those who go into the Secretary of State is based on merit, okay, and negotiation and partnership. So your people have to
Sincerely,
go. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to take an exit so I can send you. I want you to play the first, maybe about 15 or 30 seconds of this. It was a virtual and in-person
So where is it? I
conference
don't see it.
that was. I will send it to you. I'm gonna have to leave. It appears that I was trying to use my other phone, but it's not coming through as effective as I really would love to. So let me use
Okay.
the one I'm on. I'll send it to you and I'll come back on. The reason why I'm doing this is because, again, like I said, you cannot see good things happening. You're benefiting from good things in the Western world, and then your country people continue to suffer. I just want you to listen to the Secretary of State talk about why he feels like these grants should go to the communities, and how. Let me send it, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. Saying talking about the community, the moment I get it, I'm gonna play it. We're talking a lot tonight. Then another thing I wanted to send this message, Sabrina, to veer off. We're almost there. I am tired with Liberians who sits in this people country. Well, one time they were calling us animal. but people work diligently to give us the opportunity. But we are here calling each other name. The other person get up. Nima people, they're this way. Crown people this way. Loma people this way. Bassa people diminishing each other. I don't get it. We left Liberia to come to the people country. The thing where we kill each other for 14 years. And we don't see beauty in each other. Our leaders are suffering our people. You all know how time can make people look ugly. Some people how time can take it. Some are always sitting down here. You put us in the village. For 9 months straight, the beauty will disappear. Because we didn't get clean water to drink. We didn't get, me when I go to Liberia, like sometimes I can feel the stain on my skin. Especially when we go in the villages, we can't. The dust is everywhere. Okay? I had an uncle who came from Liberia. That man looked like he was 65. In 1 year, Supreme, when you see that man, you would have thought that man was 35.
Yes.
People
It's
condition in life.
It's true. It's true.
That's true, right? If you are built your body to be big, your hair, everything will be big. But if you don't have the nutrient, the support,
the nourishing, yes.
Okay, you will look different.
And here, many people are struggling to even eat.
Talk about your stuff. You look at a whole group of people. Oh, Geo people, they're Lonti. Oh, Mano people, they're this. Crown people, they can't speak English. What's that? What's wrong with us? Why we believe in all this negativity, trying to diminish ourselves. If I not tell you where I'm from, will you know what part of Liberia I'm from just by looking at me? Will you? I show up to Carter Center doing the Ebola. Most of the Guineans they thought I was Guinean. Although most of my family came from Guinea also. We have family, a whole group of we have a town in Guinea. Okay? And they just talk on to me. And the Mandingo and the Fulani, they were like, no, she's not Mandingo, she's Fulani. You know, like that. We are black people. We are Africans. Indeed, we are Liberians. It does not matter. If you can't find other way to create content, stop trying to diminish people and try to put people in a box. It's annoying. We got bigger things to worry about, how to save our people, how to change our country, how to be competitive in today's global economy, that we can create jobs for our people. Yes, y'all bring some of y'all with a big boss, some of y'all with pretty faces, some of y'all with no short teeth and no open teeth. They all come together and maybe look at 5 countries and build 5 schools. I know that the government job, but the government not doing it. How do we take over and get our people in power? Let's find a way to do that. I'm annoyed with that. I'm waiting for Lofa to send me the brother Sapri. You can take one until I get the stuff from Lofa, please.
So, so let's take our last batch of calls on the program tonight. We're looking at the tragedy that occurred in District Number 7 involving the Office of Representative Musa Bedete. As you are aware, we've been talking about this thing since day, even on our local station here. We've been talking about it. Representative Bedete has, was struck with this tragedy. His office, 2 of his office staffers are missing in the Yar River, and we've been calling on people to console him, giving a word of encouragement, because at this time, that's why he needs your prayers. Even the families of those who are missing need your prayers. They need word of encouragement. And I was saying to people, it's just that one word that you will say to them that will build them up, that will give them hope. And it's also that one word that you will give to them that will break them down. And that's why we are encouraging everybody, to hold together in this period of difficulties. So let's take calls on the 0778-603-814, 0778-603-814, or 0881-484845. This is the program Second Thought Africa Radio broadcast. It's on Troop FM 96.9 here in Nimba County and across several counties in Liberia and across the world. So let's take more calls. We have 25 minutes running up to 12, and 12 o'clock we'll be calling our day here. This caller is on the line.
Let me
775.
let me play the video. Sorry, Lofa, where do you say I start from? On where mark?
Start from the 5 minute mark so that they can introduce him so that folks know exactly what it is, and then you can just go through that. I think it should be the very beginning on there. He will be
So,
the Secretary of State will be introduced, and then he will talk about the reason. I guess they talk about what it is. My team is in the back. Unfortunately, I couldn't be with them because I had to travel to Philadelphia.
Okay.
I had to travel to Philadelphia for a funeral.
Okay.
So once you get that, you got it up?
Okay. I think Brother Sapri has a call. Brother Sapri, go ahead and take the call.
Oh, yeah, let's take the call.
So yes, let's go. Let me go back. That caller dropped, but there's another one coming in. Yes, let's take this question. It's been on my body. Welcome. Yes, good evening.
Yeah, Supreme, thank you very much. May God bless you. Continue to guide you. You're doing marvelously well in our country. I mean, I appreciate you for your time, your effort, and those ideas that you continue to pause ahead. Let me thank my brothers and sisters in the diaspora there for their patriotic role they are continuing to play. My big sympathy goes to ability. I feel so disheartened tonight. I call you from Bond County, however, District 1, and my name is Mohammed Cohen. I do follow your show up. I mean, the patriotism you guys continue to execute tells us that we will move somewhere. I know it's never going to be easy, but Supreme, I tell you, let's forget about all the nepotism and stuff and things. We're getting somewhere. We're getting to know that these lawmakers.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
we lost it.
So
Network issues. We lost it. But
I'm sorry that you don't like me, but what I want to say is that I mean, this sympathy of the County tonight. I mean, I feel it's happened. But God take control and God will solve those people who are amazing. Actually, God bless you and God bless the program and those in the diaspora. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's go for, yes, let's listen to the clip. Then
there we go.
Well, while we're waiting for him, I think I'll go ahead and excuse me, see what members present. Doug R.
Present.
Chad Brown. Present. Mavis Gregg. Present. Beth Hiley. Present. Louis Ledford. Barnes Sutton. Present. Cynthia Tartt. Present. I think Doug is going to join on Zoom. I think. And maybe Louis for part of the meeting, but they both had important meetings out of town and are sorry they can't be here. Okay, I will now do the ethics statement.
Oh, yeah,
In accordance with the State Government Ethics Act, it is the duty of appearances of conflict. Does any board member have any known conflict of interest or appearance of conflict with respect to any matters coming before the board today? If so, please identify the conflict or appearance of conflict matter involved.
Sister Cindy,
We ask members who
the
recuse
entire team
themselves
in the
to
back,
not participate
entire
in
team
the
in the back right
discussion
there is my
or
team.
voting of said
That's the
matter.
entire IT team.
Does anyone have a conflict today?
This is your team right here.
Beth?
Yeah.
In the back.
Part of grant application, Town of Glen Alpine.
Thank
Do I need
you.
to go carry forward what
Mine
they're
as
doing
well.
the bidding?
It's ranked number 13, Cleveland County Water
If you
Stagecoach
just move
Greenways
forward
and
at
Narrows
this
section.
point, they're just
Okay,
making
and
that
that's Amber who has a
disclaimer. But you
conflict.
move
So we
forward.
have-
Look, there you go. That's him right there. Right there. Right there.
Okay.
There you go.
Agency to their climate pollution reduction grant program. And they had $4.3 billion to give out. And I'll describe what it's for in a minute. There are over
$4.3 billion.
300
Just
applicants
you're
from around
sitting
the
down.
country. They only funded 25,
Jesus.
so 25 out of 300.
Jesus.
And our proposal was one of those 25 awarded a grant. Our grant is $421 million. Now, it's astounding. It's wonderful. And here's what it'll do. It is not just for North Carolina. This is a multi-state project. It is us in Virginia and South Carolina and
Our
Maryland.
people not thinking about dividing
And
among themselves
but
and the friends.
our department
Fake-
will
fake-
run this
fake
thing
and
and coordinate what those states are doing. But the whole point of it is to take a nature-based approach to fighting climate change. These projects will literally pull carbon out of the air into trees, into peatlands, into the ground, so that we don't have as much carbon in the air. Because as we all know, and which is scientifically proven, more carbon in the air warms our planet, creates more severe storms, weather events, floods, wildfires, all the things we don't need more of. So what will actually happen with this? Well, let's put it this way. The Nature Conservancy, I just touched my computer and something weird happened. Can you still see me? All right, great.
Tell your secretary we saw
That's
you.
why
you
we
know.
have- that's why we have
is
to
a
do
huge
it.
partner in this, in all 4 states.
That's why you
Plus,
guys are there, right? Y'all got your
in this
voice to play.
state, the North Carolina Coastal Federation is a key partner, plus Black Family Land Trust is a key partner.
Do I need to carry forward?
And
I
so
want to see
this,
the city.
Yeah. Move it
funds,
a little
and
bit
for North
forward.
Carolina,
I
it will
want us
be
to
at
just
least
hear about.
121 million out of that 420 million will come to
Okay.
our state
Okay.
to conserve, preserve, restore forests, wetlands, peatlands in the eastern part of the state. That is the focus of this. So there'll be conservation work, restoration work, and in fact, this grant spells it out. One of the deliverables is $10 million to the Division of Parks and Recreation to buy and add parkland to our state park system, which is a wonderful thing.
Did you hear
This
that?
is a huge project. We're going to have to hire more than 15 people to implement this over the next 5 years.
Job
because it's
creation.
not just what we're managing in our state, but we're also working with those 3 other states and the nonprofit partners and the EPA. But we've had great conversations with people in the states and the nonprofits and with the Environmental Protection Agency.
I'm going to move
So-
it a little bit. Let
Yeah.
me know if I get there.
Yeah. Keep going. His was really. You went a little bit farther. There are other government officials. So, Cindy, I think we're good on that part, right? I think that the gist of it is we don't even have to listen to the Secretary of State.
An incredible force.
Okay. Go
But
ahead.
here's my point, right? You listen to the grants amount, and they're not doing this. That entire again, it's on YouTube. You can listen to the whole thing and see the level of transparency. Sister Cindy, I sat in the back, even though I had to work with my team to make sure that they had things in order. But my focus was not on that. But there was my first time having to, manage the entire process. My responsibility with the IT portion of it, and to make sure that it was available and it was flawless and all of these things. But my focus, even though I took off, was to just listen into how it would have been done, because that was my first time. Sister Cindy, I listened to these people talk about how they were awarding grants to cities, states, community organizations. Sister Cindy, I thought to myself, are these people any better than us? That they are so transparent to the extent where they will come to the public to say this grant was awarded to that community because they need bridge in their community, or they need to make sure that trees are, reserved. All of these things. How is it that we as Liberians, we can't do these things? And then when we talk about it, people say, "Oh, you guys, Liberia is not the same."
That America, don't compare that.
How in the world can you be so condescending to yourself to even make that statement to say Liberia is not America? All the folks in there, all of them in there, you just saw. For an example, you saw for yourself where the Secretary of State, he said, "I touched my computer, something happened." Now he's looking for IT to come in.
Yep.
Look, The thing here is the mere fact that Liberians, we don't appear to be caring about development in Liberia. If we were sincerely about growth and development, I can promise you the amount of people you see running to Ghana will be coming to Liberia instead. Because why? We speak the same language, and Liberians, we are fluent in the Queen's language. They will better understand us than any of our neighbors.
Right.
Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, they will preferably come to Liberia. We have the ocean. But again, I re-emphasize the reason why I brought on the issue of discussing this video is because all of these things are done transparently, and it was based on an individual's idea. The man who came in, the senator, the representative, and other people who are members of government saw reason to continuously push to create job opportunity. You heard him say we will hire 15 more people. That takes employment. Okay, and those positions have to be approved. Now, and those 15 people, they have to bring or contract other people to work with them. Job creation is common sense. Thank you.
Thank you, Lofa. Thank you. And that's what we're looking for. So we're going to take a few calls and call it a night. Thank you so much, Brother Supreme. And those of you who have called so far, you warm my heart. Thank you. We're in this together. Most of our neighbor stream are buried in Liberia. Our fathers, our mothers, our siblings, the same way. We got aunties and uncle, we got nephew and nieces. Some of us even have children in Liberia. So when Liberia fall, we all fall. Okay, if Liberia feels that my heart is heavy today. I'm not in encyclopedia, but we were yes, Supreme. We called Supreme like 3 o'clock this morning. Dr. Richardson and myself, right, Supreme? Because we could So when you say you have to take your mouth out of our business, your business is our business. We are all connected. If our country was world, the opportunities, some of us would not be sitting in this people's country. We wouldn't. But we are here. When the Constitution was being designed, there was no provision that in case of war, our people will leave. And besides, somebody like me who has spent all of my adult life here, my children here, this is what my life is, okay? But I'm in and out of Liberia. I wake up to Liberians every morning. As I speak, they're all coming in my DM. People who need help. You think if our young people were working, they would think who there's no pride in dignity. What grown young men will want to go our man and eat today. You know what can do to somebody? It diminishes you. It lowers your self-esteem. We're not better than y'all. We will not find our country, ourselves in country where, you know, I like when a woman was starting the conversation. First, there was a declaration and affirmation. If you think there's any conflict of interest or no, okay, meaning you are not connected to this, you don't have inside knowledge, you are not a government official, because if you're working for that agency, you cannot pay for that bit.
Think is
okay. So the law put in place. You can't go establish an organization, then have somebody proxy for you to come behind and collect the money. If you are caught, you're going to good jail.
That reminds me of what is done here when the legislative projects, you know, money is given for legislative projects. Most of you lawmakers got their own private companies, and they will lobby and you know, yeah. So that's the deception here. That's why the Lofa said we're not going anywhere. We got 10 minutes, so let's see if we can take a few calls before we can wrap it up. Tonight on Second Thought, the numbers are already up. For those of you who are listening via radio, let me call the numbers once more. We already have a caller here. Let me take this call, then I will repeat the numbers. Hello.
Yeah, hello. This is Victor now for a second time.
Yes.
You know, I listened to Lofa. Lofa said all of the things I said, it is very much important. You know, one of the things I'm talking about in Liberia is the issue of patriotism, to be patriot and nationalism. And the the only way our country can move forward except we change our mind and change our attitude. And citizens, we ourselves, our own problem. The issue is that we elect people who are not in our interest. We elect people based on few things. Sometimes we elect people based on friendship. We elect people based on sympathy. We elect people based on handout.
Yeah.
If we elect people based on how innovative they are, I think it will be okay. Our country will move down, our country will progress. But then we continue to make wrong decisions, and those decisions we make, those decisions they after us. So the thing is that one of the things that happened with Lofa is that the law because we have about 103 lawmakers. So 103 lawmakers, once we don't happen in a house, it is done for to take majority. One person cannot make a decision. So I'm wondering when we're making this analysis, we don't want to people is trying to go on to because the cost of it because they are the first branch of government. They are there as a check and balance on the first two branches. So if they are definitely for it, definitely it means that we put of progressive or progressive. That's my point. So thank you very much for the platform.
Thank you, Dekwana. Thank you so much. So let's take other callers on the line tonight. There's another caller here. Yes.
Yeah, how you do?
I'm doing fine. Good evening.
From Ganta.
Call from Ganta. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, the problem of our country is we the citizens and also our people that will be elect. So that at that time, King asked the people of the scripture to become representative. That was a lot of this information was coming. And also having that visibility in become representative of the scripture. And now we're seeing it. Our own uncle, brother, husband, nephew was in the district, we never see such an impact. But see, if they want to call him Mandingo man, you kind of trap the same thing but doing it at the end of today. I thank God, Mr. Bede, bringing us together and at the end, you connect. But the time Mr. Doma was representative, he ever hear Mr. Doma leave for this is someone and go to district 2? He ever hear that? No, left us with poverty, man. Who comes to push on and they are pushing for the day? What will you say, man? What do you say for something to make them feedback? We're begging us, we shouldn't say anything. Let us let us take that thing as our own case, if our own brother, our own son, that we love let us feel that way too and try to sympathize with them, man. Let him take heart. Because they think we shouldn't be saying that let someone feedback and let them feel weak. We're not the responsibility or plan. That we just think preachers, maybe tomorrow, maybe more than preachers. That's not the only way. More people outside that want to do things. But the same thing, when people come there to develop, to bring travelation, to bring division, you know, the other person leave their place, move on here. See how the settings of story I read about the Labyrinth. They drove the American, they drove the British, the Swedish government from this place. The people that are to Yekepa, they discourage the people. Come out of youth who reading and listening to read.
Thank you, son. Thank you so much for your thought. Thank
you. Locally, the recorder listening to how many representatives or senators ever can say, okay, this is the 13,000 for the agriculture break. What can we do with this money? As soon as they take the money for the break, they're going to America.
That's a smart young man. Thank you.
They don't even please with our own country. When they get small money, they fly all around. You're sitting in London, you're sitting. I don't know what. What the people be behaving like this? The only time you can know they are like when they're not in position. But
yes. Amen. Amen.
There's no Liberian except you don't have power. Once you get power, you no longer Liberian. You no longer Liberian. See what happened to us now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You made your point.
Salient point, young man. Thank you.
Yep.
Please follow us on Facebook, Second Thought Live, Second Thought Reimagine. Follow us. You will see.
Okay, so let me just squeeze in at least two more calls, then we can put the call off.
Okay.
Hello.
Wow.
Good evening. Okay, so yes, Megan said wants to call, but you have to call me on the 778-603-8149,
Is
or
that
better
what
say
it's called?
881-48-48-45. Time is already up. We have 4 minutes remaining. So if no calls, then we can just use the 4 minutes to, give our parting comments.
Okay. So let's start with Lofa. Lofa, go ahead. Or you?
Well, so in conclusion, again, my condolence to the family and friends of the victims, the situation, and I hope that we all can see reason to keep them in our prayers. But I want to emphasize on the fact that people continue to say, Lofa continue to highlight or mention, couple of people. The reason why I will continuously mention them is because I know of an agenda that was handed. It's almost, it's almost like your child. Okay. Supreme, when you send your kids to school, you pay the tuition, they go to school. When they come home with D's and F, do you go in the classroom and say, there are other kids in my community who are doing really good, so let me celebrate those kids and just focus on their success? Or you focus on your kids and say, you know what, you guys are not doing good, and my investment is in you, and I expect you to do good. That is the situation with the likes of Yumbi Conga Lawrence and Darius DeLawrence. And that's the reason why I will prefer to use them as, that highlighter to highlight the case with other people. It's nothing more than that. It's not personal. Why we should focus on holding everyone accountable. And I'd agree. I'm in no disagreement with that statement of holding all of them accountable. But in the process, we must use certain individuals as an example. And this is sad to see that our people are dying from these kind of situations. I think we could do better. And I believe that the possibility exists, but only if we had the patriots, okay, and those who are not being political in the decision. With the case of North Carolina, in the next couple years, or even in the next year, there will be job creation, okay, from top to bottom, construction work, custodians, park rangers, sheriffs, all of these jobs will be created. The reason is because the people love themselves. They believe in the community, they believe in the society. I'm not speaking from an outsider perspective. Normally I would not do this. I would not come out and share this kind of information, but I thought to do it tonight because it relates to the conversation that is being held. Because a lot of time in our community, when you do these things, people say, oh, you just want to show off. You want to show off. It's not about showing off, but it relates to the current situation on ground. If we were awarding grants to the local communities to build bridges and to make sure that our cities are interconnected, we would not be here today. Maybe our brothers or sisters, if there were any female or part of the entire, situation, won't have probably been dead or maybe gone today. So I think it's important that we start to put Liberia first and put our individual selfish interests aside and support our kids abroad. And that is the case with Madam Yumbi Conga Lawrence and Darius Dillon. Thank you. I hold no regrets for holding them accountable.
Thank you. And to all of you out there, we missed Dr. Richardson today. She went to a funeral in Rhode Island. She's on her way back, so she could not come on. But we missed her today with the oral conversation and her note-taking and in-depth, heartfelt talk process. So that we look forward to see you next week. I know Dr. Richardson's son, he didn't call today because he didn't see him on. So, but that's okay. I'm here, my own children call too. Anyway, I wanted to say to the people of District 2 and District 4, our hearts go out to you. Our hearts go out to you. The people of District 7, This is not time to divide. Don't use this tragedy to try to destroy your town, your city. Okay, those your light that's putting light in the street for our children to be able to study, for our people to be safe. Okay, it's there for you. We start got light in his yard. You put that light out there for you. All right. Instead of going destroy the light, you can join the search team. If you can swim, that's time to go. And the risks that we take, the everyday Liberian people take. And that's why some of us came to you, but you wouldn't listen. And I'm kind of glad that we are on the air in those places, in those little towns, because we make Monrovia, Liberia. Monrovia has about 1 million people. Nima has close to about that. Nima is second in line. Then we got Lofa, we got Bon, we got Mangibi, Grand Basso. Even the smallest county, we need to reach to our people to educate them. Okay? We have a responsibility. Those of us who have gone out and God has blessed us, a minimum. That's one thing that you can't take from anybody, their education. So coming to you to say that today, we show you, you heard the people in North Carolina, the Secretary of State conducted before he even spoke. Okay, the woman who is sitting in before he came to conduct his meeting, who declared the meeting open, first asked the question, do you have conflict of interest or appearing of? All right. For instance, your lawmaker creating a fake company and putting people ahead of it. That's a conflict of interest. That's fraud. In the world over, they will be in jail. Okay? People coming to invest in the country, they must be, you must give them a share. It happened to us. My husband and the whole team, we came to Liberia in 2007, 2008. We registered the first all Liberian, okay, construction company. Okay, we registered as some of us took our retirement funds, our 401k. There's a lady who was working for PricewaterhouseCoopers, one of the biggest accounting firms in the world, prestigious, a legacy company. She took all clear her 401k and came with us to Liberia. But for Chimba, they were there. They were happy to see us, but everybody, they were asking us for money. We gave them money. They turned around, they want their share. My husband said, not happening. We tried, we went broke with Paco and came back. You know what would have happened? Transfer knowledge. My husband had been a structure engineer for over 34 years and were willing to come start an organization, volunteer his time to teach engineering at LU or any school that were available to give back to his country and train children alone, Liberian people, to build their own country, repair their own road. But no, they suffocated us so we left. When I hear Liberian people, what have you done for this country? I have not stolen from Liberia. I have given to Liberia. All right? Musa is trying, whatever you want to say about him, say it. But he's giving the best that he had. That your property. You bring down your own house that we did for 14 years. Who's suffering? That us. That our children suffering. Some of you don't even know how those two people that just died being eaten. You don't know how they be surviving. You don't know how their children have been living. But all of a sudden now you want to go just to be destructive and coming cost and calling. Right now we all need to be mourning or we need to be out there searching. Mano people de la mo kwa zo okay, we're supposed to right now be feeling sorrow for ourselves or praying for the family and reaching out to the family instead of trying to destroy the little that we have. Like the solar panel, the solar power that out there for people to go out and walk under. Yeah? So people can go to bed at 6 o'clock. We are all saddened by this. But give to Caesar what is due Caesar and to God what is due God. All right? That man left his family and went all the way to another person's district because they saw what he has done. And that what we can tell you, your model after America. That's why America teach history. That's why they don't forget every president that have ever ascended to the presidency in America. They have their footprint. There's a history and documentary about them, their library about them, so you can know their accomplishment. And that's one of the reasons we're showing you this video. Because sometimes they say the window to your soul are your ears and your eyes. You hear it, you seen it. You beg you. Oh, man, Musa, please take heart. We know your heart is in the right place. I know it's hard for you. I know those are your children that are close to you. Take heart. Myself, I feel very bad sitting down here. But as Sabrina, I know those are your colleagues too. God help you. God stand with you. Be strong for your chief and for the family too. Reach out to them. Let us know how we can help. We'll do our part. You know, for the family, we'll talk in the back. All right. And to the people of Seklipi, the people of Bound, who lost your son, and the people of Seklipi, that your son is still missing. Our hearts and prayers are with your thick heart. Okay. Let's hold together in this time of sorrow, of the missing of the young people and what is happening. It's just people, it's just the world trying to stop the progress from coming. But we cannot stay and say we don't go, we are afraid, because when you're afraid, the Christian, the Muslim people will say the devil wins. We don't want the devil to win, because there's so many lives that we saw across that river. There are young people that need to connect. Can you imagine, Lofa? Some of those people I've never seen car. Can you imagine? But I'm going to say this. I know we're already over Supreme. During the war, some of the teasing that the so-called educated people or the so-called civilized people were teasing the people that they say came from Nima County or came from Grand Jide as rebel or whatever. They were drinking Komog because they never saw Komog before. So where good is your country? Where good are you as a parent? You wearing Louis Vuitton and your children sleeping on a cartoon under the bridge. So if the leadership had provided that amenity, it would not have been streets when I came to the country. I didn't know what microwave, I had to put on microwave. That's the fact. Although in our community, there were just very few people that had TV. Some of those children have never seen TV. So we have a responsibility to our people. We can't use it to demean them, but we can teach them. And that's why we are here. We will show up. Like Lofa just showed up today. He brought a lot more to the conversation. Brother Supreme, thank you for all you do. I'm going to let you close and talk to your people. They're listening. We got a gentleman called from Bow and say he had not heard. They're sitting in, they're really feeling sorry. They're feeling bad, and they're not hearing anything. So maybe you can send a message out to them on behalf of the chairman. I know he is feeling bad. He has been quiet. He has not said anything. Okay. Thank you, Lofa.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to say thank you, Lofa, for showing up. At least your comment was so meaningful. Thank you, sis. Yeah. And I know Doc has been there monitoring us, even though she didn't come on. It's hard for us here, but I know it's going to be better. And Representative Benedict did not go there because he just wanted to go there. He wanted to go and see for himself the pains and the sufferings that you people are going through, the people of District 4 and District 2. We took that risk. It could have been me. It could have been Representative Benedict, because we all, rode that raft. We all crossed on that same river, and it could have been anybody. And one of the guys who was missing, the one they call Lawrence, was one of the trouble youths of this community. And Representative Benedict has done so much to transform his life. And the people here in Saklepe will tell you, the name Ofa used to be one of the trouble guys and, the trouble young men in the streets here in Saklepe. But because of the opportunity that Representative Benedict gave him, took him to Monrovia. He's now living in Monrovia, working at the Capitol building. His life has transformed. I'm not sure Representative Benedict will want to see him dying.
Give him a chance to be the best that he can be yet.
So I just want to, for all of us to go together in this period of sadness. We all are shocked, but again, that's the life the people are living. It's just that this one has come to the media. This one has come to the public glare. But there are too many people dying there, and it's just going on under the cover. People die at night. People die. Nobody knows about it. So let's continue to pray for Representative Benedict in this period, and let's hope that the people of this district will unite. Like you said about the lies, some unscrupulous guys were in the street last night destroying the lights. Can you imagine? Even if you are angry, even if you are disappointed, will you go destroying lights that's illuminating the darkness, giving people hope at night? Will you destroy it only because you are disappointed, or you feel that maybe something might have happened? So again, Representative Benedict took 2 hours today to meet with the families to give them hope, and I'm sure it's going to continue. We are going to go back again tomorrow to the scene to see what progress the search and rescue team is making. And in the meantime, I will advise that while Representative Benedict is, contemplating on building that bridge, you should try and get some life jackets, in the meantime, because there's no way that you can see the push should not cross, they should not ferry through there. So give them some few life jackets to the guys who are controlling the raft, so that if when the people come to want to cross, you give it to them. They can wear it when they cross the water, and you take it back from them. That will be, helpful in the meantime. But time has caught up with us. I just want to say thank you to everybody on the team. Let's do it again Tuesday. We'll be back here.
Yeah, Tuesday, come prepare to vote, okay, and call in. We'll be expanding out what you're going to do differently. It will be about you, telling you what you will be doing differently, seeing what is happening to you now, okay? So we want to say thank you so much for the support. I'm going to play my video and we're going to call you. And Lofa, thank you so much for coming on. God bless you. Good day. All right. Here we go.
Love the way we live it, treating one another unfair. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future. Our forefathers were taken into slavery, but in a modern time like this, we're children and slaves. We're fighting a war not with guns and bullets. The enemies I see are my brothers and my sisters. We're diggers of graves while we're still living. Don't judge a book by its covers. Looks can be deceiving. Whenever the sun shines, must come a rain. Who will come and take away the pain? Look the way we're living, we treating one another unfair. Look the way we're living, we treating one another unfair. What's the hope for the future?